Welcome to this explainer. Forget the sci-fi movies of tomorrow, guys. Right now, a cinematic, hyperdense reality is literally being built from the ground up. Towering heights, unbelievable scale. Today, we're taking a journey into China's megastructures. It's an architectural revolution that is fundamentally redefining what human civilization even looks like.
So think about this for a second. What if you literally never had to leave your building again? Just pause and imagine that. Your whole life, your apartment, your favorite restaurants, sprawling shopping districts, your office, and even massive indoor parks, all contained entirely inside one single gigantic, self-sustaining fortress of glass and steel. Wild, right?
It sounds completely impossible. Yet, inside the New Century Global Center in Chengdu, which happens to be one of the absolute biggest buildings on Earth, it's already a reality. It's basically a hidden miniature world. You can actually stand on a huge artificial beach, watch real waves crash, and just bask under this glowing, simulated sky. It's a completely controlled environment built to basically replace the natural world itself.
Part 1. The Urbanization Challenge.
To really wrap our heads around why these towering megastructures exist in the first place, we have to look at one staggering number: 1.4 billion. Trying to provide homes, transit, and infrastructure for a population of that massive scale, that creates a demand so intense, it's literally reshaping the surface of the planet.
And the speed of all this transformation is terrifyingly fast. Back in the 1990s, the vast majority of people were living in rural villages. But then, by the 2000s, this unprecedented migration kicked off. We're talking hundreds of millions of people packing up and moving to urban centers in just a couple of decades. By the 2010s, that birthed these gigantic megacities. And now, in the 2020s, we're looking at endless urban sprawl. I mean, entire skylines are just erupting overnight where quiet farmland used to sit. Naturally, this breakneck growth pushed systems right to the breaking point. Housing demand absolutely exploded. Commuting networks just buckled under the weight of millions of people. Land, it became incredibly scarce and valuable. And, of course, the environment started choking on rising pollution. Expanding outward forever just wasn't a viable option anymore. They had to figure out a completely new way to build.
Part 2. Inside the Vertical City.
So, what's the solution to this huge space crisis? Well, you stop spreading out and you start building straight up. These vertical ecosystems are engineered for really ruthless efficiency. They stack luxury apartments, shopping malls that are literally bigger than airports, lush indoor parks, and towering offices all into one interconnected HUD. By bringing everything closer together, they slash commute times and maximize absolutely every square inch of the sky.
Part 3. China's Cyberpunk Reality.
No, these mega buildings, they're really just the hardware. The software running them, that feels straight out of a sci-fi novel. If you look at cities like Shanghai and Shenzhen, you've got massive facial recognition networks and AI-powered surveillance operating at a scale that's frankly hard to fathom. Cashless payment systems basically govern every single transaction, while autonomous delivery robots are just cruising through neon-lit districts. It is a hyper-connected, deeply digital way of life.
This intense combination of mind-bending density and high-speed tech sends a really clear message. China is building bigger and faster than almost anyone else. They are racing toward the future faster than the rest of the world. And honestly, it is an awe-inspiring, almost overwhelming momentum to witness.
Part 4. Ambition and Ghost Cities. But beneath all that glowing neon and hyper-efficiency, there's a pretty complex reality. You see, these massive projects aren't just about everyday convenience. They're heavily driven by a need to demonstrate economic power, to showcase technological capability, and to project national ambition. Essentially, every megabridge and skyscraper doubles as a symbol of geopolitical competition, cementing a specific role in the future world order.
This relentless speed, though, comes with a really haunting side effect: ghost cities. We're talking about sprawling urban areas and massive apartment districts that were built at lightning speeds but are left standing completely quiet. When the aggressive pace of construction completely outpaces the actual human population moving in, you are left with this breathtaking architecture and totally empty streets. It's incredibly surreal.
And this raises some really profound warnings. Sure, centralized superstructures might solve the mathematical equations of space, but they risk severe psychological tolls. Critics are pointing out the very real fear of emotional isolation. Millions of people living in these glass boxes, deeply disconnected from raw nature. Plus, there are growing concerns that these projects might be prioritizing staggering appearances over long-term community safety and actual human needs.
Part 5. Humanity's Urban Future.
As global populations just keep swelling, we're really facing a philosophical crossroads. On one hand, we have the undeniable AI-driven efficiency of these hyper-dense megastructures. But on the other, we have to balance that against our fundamental biological needs. At the end of the day, as a species, we still deeply crave real sunlight, the touch of raw nature, and genuine personal freedom. So, the ultimate challenge is figuring out how do we keep people feeling human inside these synthetic, highly technological worlds.
Whether these artificial environments eventually become inspiring utopias or overwhelming dystopias, well, that remains an open question. But one fact is absolutely undeniable. China is physically testing the limits of human civilization right now. They are pushing the absolute boundaries of what a city can even be.
So as humanity races toward this dense, highly integrated future, and as we completely reimagine the spaces we call home, I want you to consider this. Looking at the immense scale, the artificial skies, the neon-lit efficiency. Would you ever live inside a city built entirely within one single building? Thank you for exploring this with us on This Explainer. Keep questioning the future.